What's the difference between losing weight and quitting drinking? I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Today I just wanted to make a few comparisons between quitting drinking and losing weight. You know, what are some of the things that are similar? What are some of the things that are sort of the same? And where are the big differences? I just wanted to do this really to try and put a different spin on alcohol. You know, we've got this fixed idea about what alcohol quitting is like, and or what it's going to be like. When I started quitting drinking, when I was thinking about it, I was sort of not terrified, that would be, but very nervous about the whole prospect, about what was going to happen, what I was going to go through, about how I was going to be treated by other people. It's just, when you start out, you've got expectations. You've got expectations that are laid down by society, by your own society, by your own culture, by your wider culture, and by your sort of family culture, your friends, what they do. And if you're a drinker, then it's a big shift to come out of that lifestyle. They say that you can tell a person, tell a lot about a person by their 5 closest friends. So I'd imagine it's the same with people who are overweight, that they tend to hang around with also people who are overweight in general. I mean, if you're overweight, you're not really going to be hanging around with people who are going to the gym and who are eating healthy all the time. I mean, there are exceptions to the rule, but so the first comparison really is just on how it looks from the beginning. I mean, you can tell somebody is overweight straight away. It's blatantly obvious that they need to lose weight. Maybe not to themselves, but to the outside world. When a person needs to get drinking out of their lives, it's not so obvious. Alcohol drinking is something that's done by an awful lot of people throughout the world, 45% thereabouts, maybe a bit less. But that's the first comparison. Second is that when you quit drinking, it's over in an instant. As soon as you stop the drinking, then that part of it is finished, if you know what I mean. That whole the drinking part of it is gone and out of it. When you're losing weight, it's an ongoing process. It's your first week you might lose 4, 5, 6 pound water weight mostly, but then it's a gradual process. You can't short circuit it. It's a bit like sort of being pregnant. You can't sort of go, well, yeah, I'm sort of 4.5 months into this now, and I'm fed up with this now, and I want to get out of it and give birth. You have to go through the whole 9 months. Same thing with quitting drinking. Same thing with losing weight. You've got to go through the process. You've got to go through it week after week after week. I know there's a similarity with alcohol in the sense that you've got to change your certain areas of your lifestyle, but that's the same thing with losing weight. You're not going to lose weight if you don't change your lifestyle. You've got to change your ideas about exercise. You've got to change your ideas about the amounts of food that you're eating, the quality of food that you're eating, and the type of food that you're eating. Whether if you've got to sort of cut back on the fats. The fat you eat is the fat you wear. So with weight loss, it's measurable. You can measure sort of, if you're using the same weighing scales, you can measure with pretty good accuracy from one week to the next exactly how much weight you're losing, how much weight you've lost. It's not so cut and dried with alcohol. Like I say, once you stop drinking, that's it, it's finished. So there's no more. So long as you face forwards and you go away from alcohol and you're committed to quitting alcohol, you're committed to building a new life and replacing the old habits, then you're going to be tracking other things. It's not going to be anything to do with the alcohol. Quitting drinking alcohol is about moving forward and sort of trying to see how you feel on a day-to-day basis after you've quit. How do the pains in your liver go away? Do the aches and pains? You no longer get hangovers, right? But that's sort of pretty quickly. That happens pretty quickly. When it comes down to cravings, you're going to get cravings for alcohol. You're going to get cravings for the old foods, and that's basically what it is. It's cravings for your old lifestyle, regardless of what you're doing. People say, well, yeah, you can't compare one with the other because alcohol is a drug. Food is a drug, sugar is a drug, salt is a drug, fat is a drug, That's why the cravings are there. People crave for, they want this kind of stuff, They want to have fat, they want to have salt and sugar. I've recently given up salt, and I found that very difficult in the first few days because my food tasted very bland without the salt, but you get used to it. There's something that you build up on, and I'm going out tomorrow now for a first meal in a restaurant since I've stopped taking salt, and I know that some of the stuff that I'm going to be getting there will be laden with salt, and I'm sort of unsure about whether I'm going to like it. I think I probably will. I don't think there's any doubt of that after only a week, but I'd be interested to see how this sort of pans out after a month, But I'm saying that, there's when you look at the different struggles that we go through in life, quitting drinking alcohol is it's over in a very short space of time. The reason why people sort of prolong it is because of what's going up here in their heads. That's it all depends on how your outlook is, what framework you put around this. If you put a good framework around it, if you are positive and you face forward and you say, look, I'm committed to quitting drinking, that's my commitment day after day after day, I'm never going to put another drop of alcohol in my mouth. It's exactly the same thing as if you say, well, I'm committed to losing 2 pounds every week, For me, that's the losing 2 pounds every week, that's or losing 1 pound every week. It's a challenge because it's an unknown quantity, right? You've got to, since I've changed my diet, I feel a lot better than I used to do, right? So that's one sort of benefit to changing my diet. But losing weight, I'm sort of up and down. And I exercise a lot. I sort of eat the right types of foods, but I eat a lot, so that's my problem. And 1 week I'll go down to 2 pounds, 1 week I'll go down a pound, another week I'll put on 2 pounds, so there's no consistency with my weight loss. Now I'm not worried about it. It's not something that I'm complaining about, because I know that if I carry on with this diet, I am losing weight overall, gradually over time, right? I'm heading in the right direction, so it's not an issue for me anymore. But alcohol I knew that if I stopped drinking alcohol and I never put the alcohol into my body again, that it was going to be consistent. It was going to be result after result, that was it. It was finished. There is no if or buts about it, Don't put the alcohol in your mouth. There's no way you can, you're a drinker anymore, and you can't be harmed by alcohol, and you can't say that about weight loss, right? So, that's the sort of, just something that I wanted to make a comparison with, because I was thinking about it the other day with my own weight loss. The same with cigarettes, if I compare quitting smoking with quitting drinking, I had a much tougher time quitting smoking than I did with the the ladder. And that was because I was younger and I didn't have the same knowledge that I do now. Didn't have the same, nothing to do with willpower, it's like commitment. You know, like I didn't have the reasons behind it, I didn't understand it. So I was sort of in a cycle of quitting, going back on, quitting, going back on. That lasted a long time. So yeah, anyway, that's it for now. If you have any questions or suggestions, any comments at all, leave them down below. Come on over to the website and sign up for the free Alcohol Mastery newsletter. Until next time, stay safe, keep the alcohol out of your mouth, and I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Onwards and upwards.